And if there's a mixed martial artist on the planet with a better attitude, a better disposition, man or woman, than Leslie Smith, I would like to meet he or she. From Colorado Springs, Colorado, where the altitude is more than 6,200 feet, Leslie Smith making her Bellator debut.
He's definitely one of the nicest, sweetest people you'll ever meet in mixed martial arts. A great representation for the sport. And like you mentioned, Colorado Springs, altitude training is something a lot of fighters do. They go to camps like Big Bear, they'll go out to Colorado, or they'll try to deprive themselves of oxygen. This girl's lived in Colorado Springs for a long time, so she's used to having to suck up the wind pretty hard. That cardio could play a big factor if we go into the later rounds.
Currently earning her Associate of Science degree at Pikes Peak Community College. Actually, today, she finished her history final in her hotel room at about 3:30 Central Time. So studying on the job, and I guess maybe a way to sort of deviate your focus from the task at hand in the fight, take a final exam before stepping in the cage.
Jeez, that could be a psychology study. Do you do better or not after the fights?
Well, it's been a long road to the Bellator Fighting Championships for Kerry Vera, a gifted striker, but Jay finally making her professional mixed martial arts debut tonight.
Yeah, and she's got the last name Vera, and obviously Brandon Vera, a fantastic light heavyweight, fought in the UFC, fought all over the place. Talked to her a little bit about whether or not she feels the pressure on her because of that, and said, no, I don't feel any pressure. Her husband's super supportive. Whatever I need, he's there for me.
She did say the extra attention because of the presence of Brandon Vera is a little bit weird, but you're right, says she doesn't put any pressure on herself. Had about 5 to 10 amateur boxing bouts. You may recognize her from the 2007 season of Fight Girls on Oxygen. She emerged victorious in a group of 10 female Muay Thai fighters. Began training in Taekwondo at the age of 6. Really a tremendous striker. The story behind the marriage between Brandon and Kerry Vera. Brandon heard somebody on a speed bag in the back of a San Diego gym, walked to the back, and lo and behold, Kerry Vera pounding away. Some say she has better hands than her husband, hits like a man, and Brandon actually says Kerry could become the top woman fighter in all of MMA.
Fighter, come forward. Ladies, you know the rules and regulations that we're putting out here. You guys want a clean fight, obey my rules at every time. Go ahead and touch gloves, show everybody what you got.
And you just saw there the UFC light heavyweight Brandon Vera, not in Kerry's corner though, by the way. Doesn't train her directly, but certainly here to show his support for his wife tonight as she makes her professional debut against Leslie Smith, who does not stop smiling. And you wonder, given how great a striker Kerry Vera is, if she'll be able to wipe that smile off of Leslie Smith's mug.
And this is probably the fight I'm the most excited for tonight. Both of these girls just have a great attitude going into it. And women's mixed martial arts exploding within the sport. The sport obviously still in its infancy, only been around for about 15 years now. And it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out.
And Vera showing you the strike in there early on. We asked her why so long for the MMA debut, and she said she just was reluctant to train in the ground game. Finally started doing so with some jiu-jitsu about 1.5 years ago, and now she's ready tonight, and we're all looking forward to see her strike.
Kind of weird though that her husband's not the cornerman, helps him train. I mean, I know Brandon Vera, I got to train with him a little bit. He's trained with Rob Kamen, and obviously his jiu-jitsu is fantastic. Worked with a ton of tough guys, but Kerry here showing us why she's such a tough chick on her feet.
Yeah, landed some shots to the body there. And Jay, safe to say the strategy for Leslie Smith, somehow, some way to get this thing down, or is she willing to stand and bang?
She's more than willing to stand and bang. I think the problem for Leslie Smith is that she likes to stand and bang, and Kerry Vera just looks to be a little more of a refined striker. You know, like throwing those halfway kicks out and stuff. Vera's going to start to time those and throw those right hands behind it.
Huge left hand there for Kerry Vera. And you still can't wipe that smile off the face of Leslie Smith. The crowd at the Arrogant Ballroom enjoying every minute of it.
What's not to enjoy? Two girls beating the crap out of each other. Fantastic.
Kerry Vera so driven, I can almost guarantee if she needs to go the full 15 minutes tonight, that will not be an issue. Also see some nice head movement there as Vera gets out of the way of a potential punch.
Absolutely. Now, Leslie Smith doing a good job of pushing the action forward here, even though Kerry Vera seems to be landing a couple of the stronger shots in the clinch there.
Yeah, Smith showing off a chin a little bit here in the early going.
I showed off a chin once against Thiago Alves. Didn't work out for me.
You know, a lot of people wondered what kind of opponent Matt Stansel and the Bellator brass would put in with Kerry Vera. They found a good fighter. This is no slouch in Leslie Smith, and I think you're seeing that so far.
You know, one of the things that I've always thought about going into fights like this is that when you come from a certain pedigree, you tend to bring some of those habits with you. If you're a wrestler, you could train your hands for a long time. Matt Hughes trained for years on his feet with military, wasn't really comfortable on his feet until later in the years. Kerry Vera, coming from a kickboxing background, even though she trains jiu-jitsu, trains wrestling, my question is going to be, is she able to be proficient there? Obviously, with those big left hands she's landing on, it doesn't necessarily need to be proficient if she keeps that up. But if it does go there, it's going to be interesting to see how she's adapted to this mixed martial arts.
Well, she's got to enjoy the fact that her opponent is more than willing to engage, but Leslie Smith taking some punishment now here. That left hand of Kerry Vera just explosive.
Leslie Smith is the happiest person I've ever seen getting hit in the face.
I'm telling you, man.
It's impossible to punch that smile off her face. She just loves this sport. Look at her.
Another huge left hand there for Kerry Vera.
Kind of like the yin and the yang of the martial arts circuit. The mean, determined, focused Vera against the happy-go-lucky. Just wants to have some fun and do some MMA Smith.
Yeah, she's a Kerry Vera fan. Met Vera's parents at the weigh-in yesterday, so happy to be here, but still wants the W.
Yeah, kind of ironic. She said that if this wasn't me fighting Kerry Vera when I met her, I'd be like, hey, you're awesome. Can I have a picture with you? So she's really stoked to be able to have an opportunity to fight someone she looks up to.
And you see with Vera, I mean, she can throw the left hook and the right hook. It looks ambidextrous to me.
She's doing a great job so far. Good movement. Smith pushing the action a little more, but Kerry's been able to kind of connect with some bigger shots.
Huge shot there by Vera, and Leslie Smith is stunned.
Putting together really good combinations. Great combinations. Throwing those 1-2s, the knees. Let's see how she uses the cage now. She presses Smith up against it. Oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want to put your arm over your opponent's head. It's going to give him the back. Smith needs to get that left arm across the face of Vera. Not really too sure that, looking for a guillotine choke here. By putting that arm over the top, you expose your back and you expose the takedown, so it's something that someone who trains stand-up on the ground tends to do.
So the butterfly should be gone. Kerry Vera, a little flurry there at the end of the first round of her MMA career, and Leslie